Today I had a very interesting conversation with my brother, you know, my brother Kwesi that lives in France. Really, really cool guy. I'm actually going to pin his Instagram thing on there. Go check out his page. He's an artist. Does graffiti and all sorts in France. He's part of a gallery and doing big things. But anyway, we had a very deep conversation about consciousness, and he made a couple of points, and I wanted to put that out there. I wanted to, capture it because they were so interesting. I found that so enlightening. And what he said was this. He said, essentially, it's almost like it was almost like a different analogy or a different version of Plato's cave. He said, you got to imagine that most people are staring at a reflection of themselves in a mirror or on a screen, right? On a screen. Every action they do, they see the same thing replicated on the screen. It's instant, yeah? And sometimes things happen on the screen, so maybe someone will hit them, but when something or touch them or whatever it is, but whatever happens on the screen, they have a physical sensation because their mind believes that what they're watching or seeing on the screen is what reality is. So it's very similar to when you think about the Matrix, when they say when you die in the Matrix, you die in the real world because your mind can't differentiate between death. So even though you're in a simulated reality, when you fall from a building, even though you're just plugged in on a machine, your brain, you falling down from a building, your brain doesn't know that there's an alternative reality. It just knows that this is the reality. So therefore you're dead, and it will shut you down, right? So if somebody was to say, take a knife and stab the image on the screen that the person's watching, they would feel physical sensations of being stabbed and most likely die, right? Because they fully believe that what they see on the screen is what's real. But then what tends to happen is those of us that have opened our eyes or are learning to open our eyes or learning to understand reality, we look at the world and we look at the screen and we recognize that, okay, that's the screen, but I am the one that's looking at the screen. So whatever's happening on the screen is not really happening to me. It's happening to an image on the screen. It's not me. And when you create that distinction or that barrier between yourself and the mind, which is the screen, you become alive. You become aware of the present moment because you start to realize that, okay, I was watching a simulated reality. That's not reality. So when your mind is telling you all these thoughts and it's speaking to you like, oh, you're this, you're that, or this is going to happen, that's going to happen, living in the future, living in the past, and, telling you all these things about yourself, it's just an image you're looking at on a screen. And there are some advocates that will say, change the message, change the way change the things you say to yourself, and then the reflection will also change. And I think that's true to an extent. I think that's actually true to an extent. But what's even better than doing that is not actually adhering to the programming at all. It's removing yourself from programming and recognizing that your mind is subservient to you. The image is subservient to you. The image is under you. It's not above you. It doesn't dictate reality. You are the one that creates reality. And most people might think that doesn't make sense. But if you think about it, right? If you're looking at an image and something happens, you create that sensation within self, which means that you are the creator you're creating the reality anyway. You just get given the seeds from the mind, which is, you're looking at that alternate reality or that simulated reality, right? And you're the one that creates the feeling. You create the sensation. You create the response. But if you were to say, actually, okay, so on that image, someone's saying something to hurt you, or someone's trying to do something to hurt you on that screen. If you don't hold on to that thing or choose not to believe that, it doesn't happen to you. I'm not talking about, someone, I'm not talking about a 3D. Hear me out. I'm talking about you looking at the mind. Yeah. So if the mind is telling you that this person's criticizing you, that's happening, you're looking at a reflection on a screen. It's not reality. If any of those things that are being said or being traded by the mind to yourself, if you remove yourself from that, it's not happening. Then you create there's a separation between you, which is consciousness, and the mind. And eventually the mind will have to stop producing that reflection with all the added stuff it puts in there. It will have to then work as a mirror, not as a screen anymore. And it will start to reflect you to you. Do you see? So it's almost like the mirror has been hijacked and has been turned into an actual screen, which has got motion picture. Do you see it? But yeah, so that's the kind of stuff we spoke about. You know, the present moment is magical, people, man. It's really, really magical. You know, it's really, really something special. We are very powerful. Like, we are consciousness itself, bro. Like, do you understand how fucking sick that is? Like, you are the actual spark. Like, you are the essence of God in human form. You are the essence of the universe in human form. Oh, you know, they say, you see, the thing about NASA and all these organizations that lie to you, a lot of the people that run these organizations know the truth about consciousness, but they know that people are too stupid and too dumb to educate themselves, so they bamboozle them. Do you understand? So when NASA comes out and tells you that you're made of stardust and, you know, the Big Bang and yes, we all know those are bullshit theories, right? Because we're intelligent and logical and smart enough and rational enough to understand reality, right? But when you look deeper, they're still telling you the truth, because from that big explosion, which is a division of one into a multitude of parts, it's you. You are one of those pieces. And that's why they say that you have stardust in you. You have, you know, volcano energy. Everything that exists in the natural world exists within you. You're part of it and it's part of you. You're one and the same, right? Can you see? So you're like a miniature version of everything that is. All there is. You're a smaller version of it. How fucking cool is that? I'd rather be that than a human being stuck in your mind, believing thoughts, which are lies. All thoughts all the time are lies. Every thought is a lie. You think animals think? Animals are present. Yes, beyond practical things like, ooh, I better swim across that river. Or, ooh, I better run, there's a lion coming. Those are practical things. Just like you have to think about, ooh, I need to take a left turn. Ooh, I need to brake now. Ooh, I need to make some food. Those are practical things. That's the same thing animals do, right? Anything outside of that strays into the past or strays into the future is a myth. It's not real. It's just the mind projecting images again. And in Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, he said something that was really, really profound. He said, you need to clear your mind of thoughts. And in essence, once you do that, ask yourself, hey, I wonder what my next thought is going to be. That is essentially you as consciousness speaking to the mind to say, I wonder what you're going to do, what you're going to put on the screen next. And observe. Sooner or later, you realize he will put something on there. You know, something that, you know, requires you to, you know, give a droplet of energy there, a droplet of energy here, a little bit of energy there, a little bit of energy there. Before you realize you're depleting your energy, your conscious awareness energy into fictions, things that are not even real. And then you end up going into these pits of time and space controlled by the mind. You end up going into the reflection thinking that that's all there is. And now you're trying to protect yourself in the reflection on the screen that you're watching. Like, I better run. Oh, I better do this. Oh, what's going to happen? But all the while you can literally just stop all of that and say, that's not real. Because it's not real. It's just projections in your mind. Anyway, it's a short one, man. But yeah, peace and love.